Hey, what's going on?
Oh man, it's been way longer than I thought it would be to set this up, and also way shorter than I thought it would be to set this up.
What's going on, folks? We got the addicts in the game. We're not addicts. It's actually an Adam and an Alex, brothers that are mixed together into an ADIX. It's addicts. So what's up? We're in it. We're recording. We're recording. And I think that's what it is. So it all sounds good and well to say, hey, let's lay something down tonight, doesn't it? You know, it's all easy to say that because we've played with it before and we know the equipment works. So
Yeah, and then you jump into it, and there's an issue. We don't like the way this thing sounds. We don't like the way that something else that we can't control sounds. We don't like the way that it's recorded. Like, there's always going to be another thing that gets in the way, and I think at this point and how far we've gotten and the time that we have spent on this, we have to just say fuck it and just do the thing. And like we talked about, even maybe a stricter time schedule. And say, this is the timer. It's starting. We have 40 minutes to lay it down.
Fair enough.
And that's it.
I've got to apologize in that regard because, again, I am sorry, very much so. Oh yeah, it's 5 o'clock. Okay, cool. Like, we're gonna close down, the business that I'm a part of. Okay, well now it's 30. It's 5:30. Okay, now I should really do something. Okay, I gotta hit the washroom. Okay. All right. I better go buy a few groceries and make sure that things are proper. I want to make some pickle fries tonight, so I got to get fries, I got to get seasoning, I got to get pickles, I got to get dressing and or ingredients to make my own dressing. Okay, but I want to put fresh dill on it to give it that full effect. Excuse me, that was interesting. But they don't have fresh dill at that particular store. Okay, well, I'm going to go to another store, and then I'm going to do this or that. Thank goodness I fucking didn't stop and get gas, man. I'm sorry. Then it's 6 something, then it's 7 something, and it's 8 something, and before you know it's 9 something, and it just happens so easy, doesn't it? Like, I mean, we need to basically have our own little island, I think, where it's just like the people that we want on it, And it'll be good for like 10 months probably before we get bombed. And you're there and I'm like, hey, let's do a recording for the people that don't give a shit about it. Or just for the sake of let's hang out together and, enjoy each other's company or whatever. But then that gets in the way and this gets in the way. And then I have a fucking ice cream cake in the way and I can't put my frozen beef away. And now that's a whole nother 10-minute thing, and these things continue to go on and on and on like this, and it's like, we're just going to lay a track down quick. Just lay a quick track down, and that's all it was going to be, and then, well, fucking look at us now. So, you're right. If it's 5 o'clock on the day, that's the established date, I'm done. I'll come over, say what's up. We'll convoy it out. We'll come to the top secret location here and record away and actually make it on time and enough where we have enough time to record for as long as we deem fit or feel very much like it because we want to.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it has to do with a saying that one of my, I guess, friends, he always says, we're really good at being helpful. We're just not thoughtful. And it's almost like we're like, oh, we want to do this and we want to hang out. But we got to do this first. Or like, oh, let's do this. And then we got to play around with this. And then we're not that thoughtful about the time we're spending doing it because there's always more time to just extend that session, that hangout, that whatever. Who cares? And
seemingly,
even though there is an actual
theoretically, this is how
end.
it's going to go, and then this is what really actually happens.
Yeah, and then what am I going to say? No, I'm not fucking helping you take your whatever, a bag of rice downstairs. Like, no, we're doing the recording now. Like, that's, to me, that seems unreasonable. I would rather help you accomplish the task or get the thing done. Make sure that our thing is proper and set up, and it's.
Well, I'm not certainly trying to throw a wrench into it. It's more of like, we're already going downstairs.
It's like the shit has to get done.
The bag of rice. So, But yeah, like it was unnecessary to have purchased the bag of rice this evening. Well, said dates were established, and but the woman ran out of granola cereal, right? So I go in to get, what's it, $3, maybe $4 a box granola cereal. So 200 and whatever bucks later, and another grocery store to get fresh dill, and I got her 2 boxes of cereal. Like I'm the worst.
I do the same thing with my timing, and I don't know if it's something that was inherited from learning from mom and dad, or even just kind of looking up to you and seeing your work ethic and all the things that you're doing. But I always, and Madison, when you listen to this, I'm so sorry that I do it. I just overbook myself to the point where there is no time to do the things that I actually like tell
Actually
her that
do?
I will do
Actually
because
do?
I actually am doing this other thing, and then that thing turns into this thing, and then well, yeah, obviously we have to do this thing with the dog, or we have to go exercise, or I have this obligation that I already told these other 3 people that I would do, but I know I didn't run it by you because I didn't think it was going to interfere with this plan, which now it is, and
Oh, hey.
my day is
Story of my
over.
life. Story of my life. Just don't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Like it.
It's a curse.
And one of the funny things about it comes back. I don't know specifically to the quote or the comment that you made before, but it at least touches on the fact that with your buddy, whatever, it's sometimes it's more of like you're doing all this shit for other people. Like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. I said I would do that. Yes. Excuse me. Someone wants me to do that. I said I'd do this. You might even want to do some of the stuff for those people. Those people may even do stuff for you. Excuse me. I don't know about drinking a whole bunch of carbonated stuff when your whole job is to basically talk. Excuse me again. But it's a matter of, theoretically that would be done in an hour. That would be done in 2.5 hours. You'd be home in 4 hours from that thing. But have you actually left any time for yourself at all?
No.
Have you actually just thought, hey, what if I wanted to go fuck around on a PlayStation or whatever, console, goodness forbid, that you want to play, or I just want to go do this little thing, chicka chicka chicka, and or sit down or read a Cigar Aficionado magazine outside while you have a stick for an hour and a half. But what if that wasn't planned? Or what if the lady says, hey, I'm going to go ride a horse tonight. Do you want to come with me? Well, like, I don't particularly like riding horses or have a major passion for it, but of course I should want to go with you and just either be there just in case, or to watch you do what you're most passionate about, or to support you in whatever the hell you want to do. But maybe I got to do this or that, or go move a piece of shit for someone with the truck, a furniture thing or that, or got to do, like, it all comes down to, I think it was Son of a Tech, Blind Run, who said, I want to say that's who it was, that people say it's family before work. I put my family before work. And when you're hanging out with your family, work calls. And guess what you really put first? And guess what really takes precedence, no matter what you want to say or what you even want to think sometimes? Oh my gosh, you drop everything and it's work and it's all about work, and you're going to get that thing accomplished or make that person happy, or, bow down, bend over, whatever you want to call it. You want to say to everyone and your friends, and it's family first. I put family first all the time. I put family over work all the time. And then work calls while you're with family. And what the hell do you do? So people say shit like this all the time, right? I'm just throwing it all out there. Sometimes you don't say that day or that hour, and that hour has been wasted by your misinterpretation of what time it would actually have taken to accomplish whatever thing you're doing, which is probably to help someone else, not yourself. You need that, a little bit of that, something about that for just you, for us, so this is that. and we finally said we're each other's, what is it, like an accountability coach, or like a, what do you call it, where now I'm accountable to you, or if I fuck up, you have to tell me, or vice versa? What is that?
Like, yeah, it's basically just holding each other accountable and making sure that we do follow through with the things that we say, because especially us, we are, at least I think, we're very susceptible to, hey, I can't record this week. I have to help a friend move. I have to install this thing. I have to help out with this. Somebody else needs me to do this. So we'll do the fun shit at another day. Let's just figure that out. But right now, this is kind of like, this person needs me. You don't need me. You just want me to do it. And
Yeah.
I want to do it too.
Yeah.
So that's going to get moved around, because that's the flexible thing. And to your point, if it's a work thing, if it's a kind of, I get into a lot of the moral obligations, which it's like, I really should be helping this person because they're either incapable or they
Oh,
don't
shit,
have
I
the
mean,
know-how or whatever.
Here's my heartstrings all day long with people's bullshit. And we're all people, and we all fuck up, and we all have problems. But here I am. Ooh, the heartstrings are being pulled on again. And some people know how to, play it. Some people would rather downplay it, and it almost makes you feel worse because you're more observant than most people. And maybe they don't want you to know it. Maybe they do. Maybe they're master manipulators and know your style and your personality type and play the game. Who knows? But it's like, sometimes you have to say, fuck no. Like, no. I'll give you $50 to give to your brother to come and fucking help you, because he's a piece of shit and won't do it for free, because I actually just need these 2 hours for me. Like, but it's not so easy when you're face to face with the person and they go, I can't lift this thing, and if I don't move it to so-and-so, then my sister who's in a wheelchair won't be able to get in her back door now. So, would you be able to help me? And if not, aren't you a big giant piece of shit? Like, it's, and
Yeah.
people are so inconsiderate and selfish that the obligation is right there in front of you. Like, oh my gosh, now I'm an asshole if I don't do something. When I had plans tonight, or when I wanted to do the shit that I wanted to do, it's my life.
Yeah, and it's like duty calls, and you
Like,
tell the family member or the person, the spouse, whoever that you love, hey, we're not going to do that thing, or that thing needs to get pushed. I've got to take care of some crap first, and then we'll really do that thing good the next time we get the opportunity.
Oh yeah, even better than we planned on doing it initially, which would have just been following our first instinct. And now we're past that, but no, we'll regain, and we'll get it back. We'll take it back, and it'll be right. And
yeah, because
what? This is what, the second or third fucking attempt. This is our preview of the ADIX up in the bitch. It's not a alpha, it's not a beta, nothing. It's a preview that we've tried, 3 times at least to even try. How many times can I say it? To just lay down. We're at 22 minutes, which is, half of fuckery?
Yeah.
At least?
And
like, you know.
this, we almost blew by it again tonight.
Oh, we were close, just searching my fucking backpack for a... Hello, do we even have to be on video to do this? No, but
Ideally.
we're trying to make things better over here. We're trying to make it engaging. If you don't want to watch, you can listen. If you don't want to listen, you can watch. Maybe we'll put subtitles for your ass. Who knows? But, like, can't you just put a fucking microphone for audio and a camera for video in front of somebody and make it work? No, that doesn't sound or look good enough for us. Oh, geez. I mean, we could have had 18 fucking podcasts done. It would sound and look like garbage, but it could have been done with the time we've put into trying to make this fucking 30 minutes mint as fuck.
And the funniest thing about that is the people that maybe do throw the crap together that are trying to make money off of it.
Well, they got 10,000 subscribers right now. They just started yesterday. We don't even have our logo.
and to be honest, this isn't even necessarily something that we said, hey, let's blow up. Let's be famous. Let's have all these subscribers.
Fuck.
Let's make
No
money. This
way.
is for our own enjoyment, which I think is the irony of the setup.
Honestly, the coolest part about it is if anyone really did give a shit, which there's got to be a couple people, some things that I think I'm going to say eventually, I don't really know that I want those close people to even hear. But the best thing about it is that you're not this little puppet boy, that you're not this fucking, ooh, like, this is sponsored by Rockstar with vodka now, and so drink all this shit or you're a dickhead. It's like, what? This is what I grabbed out of the fridge right now. We're just being cool, and like, if you say this or say that or that's not cool or this is cooler, like, fuck you. This is us right now. And I think that's actually how people become successful. They just follow a passion, they do their thing, and they're not out for, like, the money follows when you do what you want to do.
Yep.
You get
I agree.
supported in some way if all I want to do is this or all I want to do is that, and you just decide to pursue that. You still end up surviving somehow. It just kind of works itself out naturally. I'm not I didn't buy this microphone thinking, oh, this thing will certainly make me a bunch of money. I'm gonna tell everybody what condom to wear, and then I'm gonna be fucking really cool. It has nothing to do with that shit. And honestly, to me at least me, and I think you, at least that is appealing to us. And that's the whole fucking reason I'm doing this. I love the time spent with you, and if not a single soul wants to hear it, then I would say that's untrue, because tomorrow I'm going to be listening to this shit and I'm going to be loving it, and I'm going to be sitting there with my little Bluetooth earbud in my ear hole thinking, fuck, we're cool just because we did what we want to do and had a good time, and actually can replay those things. Intelligent conversation, if you want to call it that. Complete fuckery or bastardery or hackery or, tomfoolery. Like, we could be here for days, just saying that, but that's what's real. It's not like some, oh my gosh, I hope we get a sponsor. I hope someone says, can you unbox this shit on your thing? Or, oh, can you drink this and review it on your thing? Like, I just don't give a fuck, and that's what's so cool about it. We can just chill, enjoy each other's company, which I immensely do, by the way.
As do
probably probably more than almost anything in life. I got this little slice, my life kind of cut out for Kirsty, my wife. And other than that, I've got a lot of weird, wonderful hobbies and interests and whatever, but like, this is pretty much one of the dopest things I can ever think to even do with my time. It's like so enjoyable, and it reminds me of kind of pointing a firearm down range and getting the sights in. What more am I thinking of? What outside forces are affecting me right now? It's like the most stress relieving thing I can think to even do is just sit here, talk with you, but be able to listen to it again later.
Oh yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that. I try to be a fairly social person, outgoing, helpful, whatever you want to call it. But there's very few people that I want to spend a lot of time with in some type of confined atmosphere. Like,
This is very confined,
and
if you didn't realize,
like,
too.
and even if you were to expand this to whatever,
So it could be a fucking
restaurant,
stadium.
like, and
But
to,
I know what you mean.
and to be with somebody, it's like, yeah, it's cool in like little bite-sized doses, but like, thanks. And you're one of the only people that, for the same reason, I can do that with, and I could just be in a little bubble with you. If I had, a house across the street, that would be cool with me. But if I was across the street from somebody that I used to know from high school or whatever, and I saw them once a month when we happened to cross paths, I was grabbing whatever, I guess not mail, but a package from, whatever, Amazon. I ordered something, and I see them so infrequently, and I would still be like, and it's the older I get, as maybe cynical as it sounds, the less I like people just in general. And I think it comes with age and experiences and whatever, jobs and interactions. And it's like, why are so many people, similar to what you said previously, they're just unwilling to help. They don't care about what your needs are or whatever. They just don't care about you. They sometimes don't even care about themselves. They just literally care about nobody for no reason. And I don't know why people think that way. And then I get looked at like I'm the crazy person when I'm like, oh, yeah, of course I offered my help to this person. They're like, you don't know that person that well, or like you were getting paid for that. And it's like, so I have another day tomorrow if I need it to do that thing that I wanted to do or whatever. And maybe long term that will, fuck me up and dry out my heart and I'll be miserable, but I honestly
Nope.
don't think it will.
No, it won't. I can guarantee you that it won't. Honestly, everything that you said, it just brings a smile to my face, because what that is to me is wisdom. It's growing older, growing wiser, and learning that a lot of people don't know how to do that. So as you go, and as you go, you realize maybe that person does need a little bit of help. You don't have to give them any help. You could say fuck off, like, kick sand or do whatever, but you decide to actually help them, or whatever the case is. It ends up being like this wisdom that as you go and as you go, a lot of people just are down with the mainstream and they go, oh, cool, and whatever. And they're just, I don't know if they're like fucked up or they got like a tunnel vision issue or what it is exactly. But I think the wisdom that you gain as you're getting older and older and older, well, people are not doing the same by gaining this wisdom, learning new skills, reading, trying things, just doing whatever it might be, but bettering themselves in some way. You're doing this at potentially an exponential rate, even at a regular, every day you learn something new. Every day, whatever. You better yourself in some way. Well, what if for 5, 10, 15, goodness knows, years that these people that you speak of, that you may be surrounded with, that might be coming, going, they might be new, whatever, but they've never done that. They don't care to do that. They won't do that. They can't be bothered to do that. Maybe they don't know how to do that. They haven't been taught how to learn. I could go into a whole thing about nature over nurture and how, nurture is basically good parenting that says this is how to take nature and society and everything out there with a grain of salt. And this is how you should do something or how you should learn or whatever. So anyways, it all comes back to the people that don't do any of that shit that you do. And as you grow and grow and grow and grow and happen to age and get wiser, these people constantly annoy the fuck out of you more and more and more and more, because you're growing, you're learning, you're getting smarter, you're building skills, you're learning to do goodness knows what. It could be anything. It could be something you never had any idea that you'd know or learn or want to do. Like, just a weird example, for some reason it pops into my head. I wanted to change that light switch on my wall one day at like an old house that we owned or whatever. And I didn't really know anything about AC electricity or about, am I going to fry or am I, like, what's going to happen? I had no idea, right? I'm a 12 volt fucking electrician, but I had no idea about AC. I was like, oh my gosh, like there might be 3 wires in there or 2 wires or 4 wires. Goodness forbid, whatever, right? And I decided I'm going to figure this out on my own. I'm going to learn how to do it, not kill myself, and learn how to do it. So I did it. And then I might tell someone, oh, I did this or whatever. And they go, oh yeah, I paid a guy to do that, which I completely respect. You obviously had to work hard to pay a guy to do that type of thing. Mm. But then 10 years later, the person's in the same position with the same skill set and the same stuff, and they don't have any more money to pay that person anymore to do anything or to upgrade stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not, hey, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to paying someone to do something that you are capable of either doing or learning. Like, I've got so many things on my plate now. I do just pay people to do different things that I'm more than capable of doing or can do. And, you know, Kirsty and I have decided, like, let's just pay for that to be done, or let's get this done and we'll pay someone, or why don't we bring a cleaning lady in to do whatever. And we're all capable of doing that stuff. But the thing is that, you know, 10 or whatever it is years down the road, now it's just smart, because what is your time really worth? What are your skills going to actually go to, or what can you do? And then it comes back to, you're talking to these people from 20 years ago. Well, you're here and you're like the little kid that's more mature than half the adults in the room. And all of a sudden you're going, okay. And then, but as you go and progress and so on, you know, I could go on and on forever about this, because this has been a very big thing for me. I was, you know, brought out and socialized and the whole works when I'm 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. It didn't matter what age. There's no babysitters for me. I just went to whatever, or went to whatever venue or thing,
event,
or party,
store,
or whatever it is. So all of a sudden now I'm just conversing with adults, right? So I personally know that maybe more than some, but you continue to grow and advance, and you just want the best for yourself, and you go. So the more you do that, it's kind of this snowball effect that, okay, like now you know how to learn and or know how to at least apply this type of skill set to read or to execute or to in some way do something. And it continues to just boom, 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 boom. And of course, in 10, 15, 20 years of you doing that and knowing how to do that, people are a bunch of fucking assholes and are just idiots. And it's like these few people, you go, oh my gosh, like, how did you know that? Or how can you do that? Or why did you care about that? Or why are you passionate about that? And you kind of lose these 100 friends that you had that were so cool, and get down to these 8 people that are like, holy shit, like, these are the people that I really want to surround myself with. You're only going to become better by surrounding yourself with those people, and certainly worse by surrounding yourself with the other set of people. And I think that you, certainly more than maybe the average person or whatever, and not in a diminutive manner or anything else, but would know that if I surround myself with this group of people, this could be the detriment of me and my whole attitude and
right,
everything I possibly set out to do within a week, depending on how serious they are about maybe doing these kind of drugs or doing that kind of thing, or really getting after something that, like, you're wondering why the hell would you pursue, but all you got to do is fall victim to the old peer pressure of what it could be. A 50-year-old getting into the thing with the 50-year-olds, and it could be the same damn thing as being a young kid at school or a teenager. You deal with the wrong people for long enough and your life will go wrong. As simple as that. So that's my like 18-minute summary of you saying, yeah, you can't or don't want to deal with that person across the street getting the package or whatever it is, because they're just so dumbed down by the regular type shit. They don't want to think for themselves. They don't want to learn for themselves. They don't want to better themselves to any kind of point of advancement. They just want to do whatever. You know, they want to flush the toilet while you're trying to record something or whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. It's a matter of recognizing that for yourself and actually surrounding yourself with the right people, the right mentors, the right whoever it is. But I mean, at that point, you must be able to comb the shit I'm talking about from that. Like, I don't need to speak any more to it. I think that's combable now. You know, I can comb like.
Yeah, it's and it's funny too, because I find it very hard to meet those. I don't want to call them perfect. To me, they're perfect in their ways. They have the right mindset. They're usually somewhat positive. They're kind of go-getters. So that representation of perfect for me. But I've also learned that those people, more often than not, don't fit into the certain roles that you might have that are different from the roles that they have are different. they never fit into those spots. And one of those kind of examples, and I use examples and anecdotes and all that kind of stuff all the time. Sports. I have yet to come across a large number of people that are like that in sports. Just for the sole nature that I played a contact sport. Maybe that has to do with the fact that you're always going to have meatheads on the team that are just absolute animals. And the reason that they're animals is because that's all they care about. That's their one thing. So, good on them for being amazing at that. And, you become almost envious of that person because you're like, oh, I really wish I was that good. But maybe they wish that they were maybe as good as you in some respect for better understanding of computers or hardware, software, that kind of stuff. But it's almost easier to find that handful of people that fit the individual roles and separating them from the other parts of your life. And because they don't really care about those other parts of your life, they don't try to push into those parts of your life. They're very happy with being a workout partner, a training partner, a friend who can help you, build a computer together, but they don't come over into your cooking world, or you really are all about training a dog super well, and like the command that you can have over an animal and that bond that you build with them. Maybe they don't give a shit about that. They're like, yeah, I could give a shit about animals. I don't care about animals. They're not a big deal to me. So I've found it easier to kind of...
It's like fractional people.
Yeah,
so there's these people that have these fractions of your life that... And what's kind of funny, and again, I'll let you continue on. Like, I won't go off on some 10-minute tangent like I tend to do. Like, there's like these 4 people that have these fractions of your attention. And it almost kind of seems, as much as that might be either their passion or their focus, whatever you want to say, it almost seems like you're so much better skilled that none of them could actually touch on all of what you're capable of, but at least you can see eye to eye. And, it takes 8 people to be you in that skill set or in that mindset or in that attitude, or... you can do this and this and this and that, but that friend can work out at the gym with you. That friend can play football with you. That friend might teach you a few recipes and show you how to cook something. But what's actually kind of neat is you can fucking do all of it yourself, though. And so that's kind of goes back to my whole... Anyways, I just wanted to throw that in because I kind of thought it was interesting. It was a thought of mine at the time when you said all that, so...
Yeah, and that's honestly just it. But when you find that one person who it's, I don't know, kind of like archaeology, you're like brushing off the dirt or you're excavating whatever, and you're like, oh, they've got that same fraction that I do. They're really into this. And then you like keep going and you're like, oh, this femur keeps going. You're like, oh, they have this other thing too. And one of those...
There's a lot to... You don't want to discount someone because of just what they front
of
to
course.
Be good at or what they do. Or there's like these dumb meathead, football players that are like maybe an incredible lover and really have passion for someone and make them feel like the world. And then there's, the same one that goes home and hits their wife. But you don't know. There could be so many various skills and different things that anyone could have. And some, and a lot, even being embarrassed or not just particularly wanting to talk about them or share them because they might think that you might look down on them for having that skill or for being able to do that or having a passion for that or caring about that or whatever. So,
yeah, people are very
excuse me,
closed off in their what they're okay with people knowing that they're good at, which it's almost like, why would you want to hide that or be embarrassed about that thing that very likely you're good at it because you're passionate about it, and that's what drives you to get better at it. And a perfect example for that was Madison. That's my girlfriend. The more that I learned about her, I'm like, holy shit, like she likes this thing. She's into this thing. She's into this thing. I'm like, I'm fucking dating myself. I'm like, why are you into all these things that I'm into? And obviously there's a portion of the relationship that you start to kind of adapt with each other, and you maybe pick up a little bit more of that skill or that interest that they had that wasn't a really strong one for you, and vice versa, they do it back to you. But I think all that does is just rounds you out better as a person anyways, and seeing how somebody else could have all the same or very similar skill set as you, but they have a very different emotional profile in the way that they address things or the way that they think about problems, and they have the same skills, they have the same knowledge of things, but they approach it in a different way. And then you can even further learn about the things that you already liked and were interested in from a different perspective, or a different, they have a different response to something. And I find that super beneficial. She has like a short fuse. She has a temper. She's very quick to get angry and very quick to calm down. Whereas me, I feel that I'm
It's like
very
a
patient.
bottling.
Yeah, and then as I get
The build
angry,
up, the build
eventually,
up.
I've got like 14 different reasons of why I'm angry, like meticulously laid out to go over it. And
You
the
have
person,
switched traditional roles from the man and the woman.
yeah, and she just it's like, "Oop," and I'm like, and she's like, oh, you never get like angry, like I never see you like just mad about anything. And
I
it's
think
like,
that might be quite similar in some sense to maybe our game as well. But anyway.
yeah, and it's just like I don't have even the time to entertain wasting energy, getting mad at this thing that does not matter. It will not affect me tomorrow. It doesn't barely affect me right now. I understand and I recognize that you're upset, but let's work around a plan or a way to fix this, or to at least remedy it to not make it as bad. And she's getting better, and she's taking longer. The fuse is slowly, I'm pulling it out.
It's
The wick
slowly
is
lengthening.
yeah, and it's cool to see it. And I will take full credit for that. But it's also making her, I think, a little bit better at her day-to-day interactions, because again, right now she's full-time student working part-time. Part-time work with part-time kids most of the time is shitty. You're dealing with potentially idiots, assholes, any of those words. I'm sure there's a bunch of nice people, and she's told me there's a bunch of nice people that she works with, which is great. But there's also a bunch of people that they have no aspiration to move up in that company, and if they do, good for them.
Honestly, right
But-
now with Serb and everything else, saying here's a check for being a lazy ass. The restaurants and so many different industries are having so much trouble just trying to find someone that will do anything for even over minimum wage, because you don't have to do anything for more than minimum wage. So it's hard. I mean, I get it. Like, it's very different from when I was that age working in a fast food
Sure.
game to the restaurant cannot buy these kids quick enough to maintain their business. It's a very different world. So I'll have to say, at least give, these little prick ass bitches a little bit of credit for showing up, because like so many people don't have to show up and they're making as much or more money as if they did show up. So they could be really shitty workers. They could have no real ethic or good work potential. But it's better than them sitting in their parents' basement collecting the check right now. So I'm going to just throw that at you just to... that's all I got. But, geez, I mean, there's lazier motherfuckers than them.
Oh, sure. And it might not even be the laziness. It's just the environment in which that they work in. They treat it like it's not work. And I've always been, told and taught, like, when you're
sure.
at work,
It doesn't have to be here. Also, just go collect the check.
yeah. And it's like more of a socialization thing because it's fun than it is working to get paid. It's more so like, oh, I get to work with this
I
person
get to
and
go and
fuck
chill.
around.
Oh, let's go. Oh, hey, we're gonna go eat some stuff and we'll chill. And yeah, I gotta be there in a few minutes. Yeah,
Yeah, like I'm getting
put
paid
some
for it.
put some burgers on for me. I'm about to get there, and whatever. And it's a whole different world. Oh yeah, like getting a job and putting forth the work ethic, like the skills or the just the sheer blood, sweat, and tears of, trying really hard at something is not particularly the way today. It's not the way that we learn to do it. It's not the way that if you don't have any really specialized skills, you just need to grind and go and try and whatever. It's now they're going, hey, we don't need any specialized skills. And it's like we're specialized employees now because we actually come in. Like we show up, therefore now we're specialized people.
And it's like how
in this
like the
world.
bar is so low for that, which is why it drives me nuts. It's like just to have a warm body there is enough for them. And it's like,
Man. I was talking to Kirsty the other day. Excuse me again. Like, the simple fact of someone coming into a retail outlet, and let's say I don't know if I want to put that scenario first. Let's go with you walk into, your Home Depot, your Lowe's, your Canadian Tire. It doesn't matter what it is. You walk in, you're looking for something, you can't find it. Or, your app says it's supposed to be here, but it's not. Or whatever. You find the employee, which often is like pulling teeth.
mm-hmm.
But you find someone and they're actually receptive to you saying, hello, excuse me, how are you doing? Hello, like, hey, you flag them. You got like flares. You're like the airport guy trying to, and then finally you do get an employee. And you say, I'm trying to find this product. I can't figure it out, whatever. It says there's 121 of them in aisle 22, but like, I've been up and down aisle 22. I've looked at the ends. I've been down 23. I've been down 24. I just really want like 6 of these and I can't find it, whatever. My whole point is they go, oh, actually, it looks like, or I know, or whatever, that they moved those to aisle 36. And that's it. Their job's done now.
Yep.
And I go, oh, okay, well, thank you very much. And all I can do is hope for the best that when I go down aisle 36, whatever the fuck I said, that I'd be able to get 6 of that product or whatever it is. When I was in the game, when I was a boy, somebody would come in and say, I'm looking for such and such product and whatever. And it didn't matter whether it had to do with smartphones or apps, or which it does indirectly, but it didn't matter in the terms of good service for someone, for a customer, for someone that's going to put food on your plate, and that you understand that if you help this person out, you literally will eat tonight. It didn't have to do with all the technology and the bullshit, but whether they came in with the app that said there was 121 of these down aisle 22 or whatever it was, right? They come in and said, oh, I was looking for this product and I'm, been kind of moseying around and I don't see it anywhere and whatever. And, oh, okay, well, it looks like we have so many of these and whatever. And, okay, well, why don't we go have a look? Why don't you come with me? And let's go down this aisle. And let's fucking go down this thing and look and, oh no, I suppose you're right. Whether the app or the thing or the inventory system, whatever, it doesn't matter. I guess they're not there, but okay, well, let's dig. Let's go in the back. Let's ask the manager. Let's figure it out. Why do we have 161 of these in our inventory, but there isn't any?
Yeah.
Like, is there a reason for this or not? Is there a very clear-cut reason where, and if there is, from 2 weeks ago, oh yeah, those aren't here, then why are they still in your fucking inventory? Like, it's just a bunch of laziness. You grab their hand and you walk them to the product. It's the same thing as, I won't mention any names, a car dealership where you walk in and you don't really particularly know the outline or the layout or, the department situation, whatever you want to call it. And you walk into sales or you walk into parts or who knows what. And you go, hey, I dropped my car off last night. I did the key drop envelope, slot thing. And someone called me and said my car was all finished and it's all done. And I'm just trying to pick it up. I want to talk to whoever the name is, whatever. Stephanie told me the car was done. And I'm just like, I don't know where to get my keys. I didn't see my car in the parking lot when I pulled in or whatever, but they said it was done. Go out there. That's where you can find your shit. Oh, okay. Well, like, thank you very much. Like, you did acknowledge that I asked you that question, so I suppose thank you for answering me. But okay, I'll, continue on my fucking hunt to try to get service. And then there's me, the way that I was taught, the way that I've always done it. Hey, like, I'm here, I'm trying to pick up my car, I've got it serviced, the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, well, let's see if we can find that. Let's see if we can find your advisor. Let's see if we can find something that will make your fucking life easy because you're going to put food on my plate tonight. Or at least in 2 weeks down the road, right? Let's say. And maybe pay into my pension a little bit or whatever. But just the realization of what that person is and what they do and the whole story, the makeup of how the machine turns or whatever, right? Oh, well, let's go out to the service area with you. And, oh, what was your name again? Oh, okay. Oh, it appears that your service advisor is so-and-so. Well, let's go find them. Okay, hey, let's talk about it. Oh, okay. And the service advisor says, these are the services we performed, and this is your work order, and here's your keys. And what? Oh, did you see your car when you pulled in? No, I said I didn't. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Okay, well, what are you driving? Oh, okay, well, that's the work order. What'd you have done today? Okay, now you're walking away. Well, let's go. Oh, you're an elderly person. Your knee's fucked up. It's raining like cats and dogs. Whatever. I'll go find your car. I'll go pull the fucking thing inside. Whatever. It's so simple. It's the easiest thing in the fucking world to do. Like, it's appalling to see anything less, in my opinion. But again, this is where it all goes. Yes, I'll go find your car. Holy shit, you have keyless entry on it? Beep, beep, beep. I don't even have to go and fucking look at each VIN number on every blue pickup truck out there or whatever it is. Oh, hey. Pull it right up. Oh, you were in a rental? Okay, did you need help getting anything out? Was there a baby seat in there? Okay, like, how hard is that shit to do? The person is like blown away. Their head exploded because of the service they've had the last few weeks at goodness knows what store. Aisle 26. And it is the easiest fucking thing in the world. You're already comfortable there. You're not doing anything out of your comfort zone. You know everyone. It's like, why would you do anything less for that person that just fed you tonight? Why would you even think about it? And people just, they can't think otherwise. Fucking to do anything even remotely close. Like, it's well, go out there to that department. They'll figure it out. They go out there. There's no one out there in that department. Oh, they said, well, they paid your wages today. Like, that's my little rant about that.
Yeah, you see that a lot now, and the idea to me is I feel like I am a fairly knowledgeable person. I think I can go into most stores and find the product that I'm looking for, or find at least the department or the area that holds the genre of item that I'm looking for. And whenever I can't, the idea is when I go to ask an employee a question, they are supposed to have the expertise in the inside lane in that particular store or that department to have better than, app or computer or a flyer information than I have.
The knowledge to find the person that they can ask to answer said question.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck
it.
Jerry is. I didn't know that guy with white hair was your manager and he had all the answers. How am I supposed to know? He's 80 feet away. My eyes aren't that good. Clearly I wear glasses. I cannot read his name tag from here. Like, and that's the thing is they, for one, don't care to help. Additionally, they don't offer the service that, like you mentioned, is mind-blowing that you wouldn't want to offer that. You're being paid to do this. There's no other reason you need to be shitty other than your own attitude. Whether your dog got hit by a car last night or you stepped on a rock earlier and your foot sore, or you just had a bad sleep and you're a little tired, I don't think personally it just gives you an excuse to shit on, like you said, in this situation as well, people that are spending money at the place that employs you, which then in turn makes money from that and then eventually pays you.
If it's not that person's fault, why in any way should you take it out on them? And some people, like, kind of that's how they relieve their own stress.
Yeah, to just be
I don't know
terrible.
if they're conscientiously doing it, or I should say consciously, rather doing that to someone else or what, but it's like that helps level themselves back off. Like, they're such a crazy asshole, or, you know, the, oh, woe is me, oh, it's all, it always happens to me, oh, that's just my luck. Well, yeah, because that's all you fucking think about. Of course it's just your luck, because that's your attitude towards life. And now you're taking it on someone else because, I don't know, that'll help. It's like the Home Depot the other day. I was in there with Kirsty. We're doing whatever, goodness knows, we're in there half our lives, it seems, and Buddy's at the barbecues losing it. Like, you know, granted, we did walk by and he was saying, oh, how much is it for delivery or like assembly? Oh, okay. And then 2 minutes later, we're looking at some tiki torches and looking at some solar lights and this and that and the other. And he's like, where's the fucking manager? Get me the goddamn fucking manager right now. And we both looked at each other like we're kind of wondering, has this escalated to a point of, like, do we need to protect ourselves? Or, okay, I think he's just upset about the barbecues or whatever, but I mean, this is certainly has escalated to an extent. And so we looked at each other and we both thought the same thing. And then we said, almost, I think at the same time, oh, do you think that's going to get him better service? I'd be that employee that goes, okay, sir, I will get the manager, and then go fuck off for 10 minutes deliberately and not tell anyone because of that attitude. Whereas if you said, this is crazy, I saw the article about whatever, the flyer and the coupon and the thing, and someone else told me, and for, you know, what it is, $150 or $75, whatever the hell, like, honestly, what the guy's actually talking about, like, I mean, you know, it would be nuts just because of his attitude. You know, it'd be completely absurd for what it ultimately would boil down to as far as why he's even talking to somebody like this, who's trying to help him, who's trying to feed their family and is at work, and they're always right because they're the customer. Well, you know what? They're not always right. You know what? You're sometimes fucking wrong. And I might play it off, or I might be nice the whole time, or I might tell you, sir, calm down and shit. But sometimes you're dead wrong. Customer or not, you're fucking wrong. But he was going nuts. And we both just looked at each other like, oh, he thinks he's going to get better service now. The old squeaky wheel gets the grease and stuff. And, you know, to a certain extent, that is an effective strategy, unfortunately. But at this point, the person was like very clear. It seemed like, this is, you know, what you're asking. This is the answer. And then, whoa, like, that's not good enough. That's a crazy answer. No, it's the answer you didn't want to hear. Like, I want it now and for free, or as close as you can come. And that wasn't really what we were providing right now. And then it became a whole tragedy, right? So anyways, just to say, it was a funny little situation, exactly what you're talking about.
It can go both ways. It's just whether it's customer, whether, you know, it's not customer facing, or whether it is, both parties can be wrong and can be completely out to lunch for no reason. And it's like, if everybody was just, you know, trying to help each other out and just trying to be good and trying to be, you know, nice, just for the sake of being nice. I would rather have a terrible service experience because they're actually bad at their job, but they're so nice trying to figure it out, or they're learning or whatever, versus somebody who is an absolute expert. Everybody in town goes to this person to do this thing, and they're an absolute cretin. It's like, oh man, I don't want to talk to this person, but they are the one person who can solve this extremely complex issue.
But you'd sympathize with that person. You'd be like, oh, whoa. Like, I mean, as far as what I deem a logical attitude towards them, or just humane, it would be whoa, like you in training? Are you okay? Or oh my god, it's like my second day, blah blah blah. Well, just take a fucking deep
Yeah,
breath.
chill out.
Don't worry. Like I understand it. It's okay if you take an extra 5 or 10 minutes to whatever it is, and what even blows me away about that is some people will be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like everyone else just yelled at me or was so frustrated, or well, if you don't have a big I'm in training thing on, which could be to the detriment of some people as well. But you
Sure.
don't tell anyone that, and you're just running around struggling and you're all flustered. Some people don't pick up on that. They just think, oh, you're an asshole. Like you're
Yeah.
shitty or you're on drugs or you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Or I've been to restaurants for 25 years being served by the proper waitresses. What the fuck do you think? Well, I've been doing it for 3 days and I'm just trying to learn the ropes. And, I could go on and on about that. But yeah, people are just fucking idiots
Yeah.
in a lot of cases. And all they need to do is realize, and I know because I can prove it for myself, if you're just a little bit more patient, you give people a little bit more compassion, you're even a little bit empathetic, and, and, you get an immensely better service experience than being a fucking prick.
Every time.
Like, I mean, there's very few circumstances or scenarios or whatever that you would be the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and you can yell and blow up and freak out, and yeah, you'll get your bill paid for you or whatever. But if you step back into that restaurant again in the next year, and any fucking employee that was around then is around now, guess what? It's the bat wing. It's when you get it all veiny and you stretch it all out and stuff. Friggin' guacamole. Like it. Anyways, we're running over an hour. Obviously 20 minutes of fuckery, but
Yeah. But
I think we had a pretty cool talk. I run the thing video-wise at about 30 minutes. I cut you off of like a few words. I was going to tell you, but at the same time we have it recorded in audio, so we could also just clip it back over or
right.
figure something out. But I reset it, so I believe that to still be recording video.
Dope.
Anytime prior to Android 11, once you got to 4 gigs, the video would just clip.
Mm-hmm.
But some phones, and I don't particularly think mine would or your would, but yours would, but sometimes it would just stop at 4 gigs of video, and that was it. So at the 30-minute mark, I decided to stop and then start a new video, which of course we can edit all together and everything else, but I'd have to say we laid down some pretty cool shit. I don't even remember everything we said, and I'm more than happy to lay the old laptop on the desk tomorrow, throw my little Bluetooth on, which this has, and go, okay, nobody knows a thing. I'm just working away, doing my thing and whatever, but I listen to this whole thing and think, shit, there's a really good man in my life, and just happens to be my fucking brother, and I can spend a little bit of time with him, and let's keep fucking doing it. Let's do it every week, and let's, again, my apologies. You're more than ready. You're prepared the whole thing, and I wasn't particularly as diligent, I'd say, but, yeah, from now on, I'd like to respect our time as discussed a little bit better than I think I did today, and really do appreciate you coming out, and can't say a whole lot more than I love you, and have a ton of fun with you, and enjoy any time that we spend together, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Obviously, I love spending time with you. I love you as well. It comes down to the new employee thing. We're just new employees at this. We have to be a little patient with each other, and we're learning. We're trying to figure out, the ropes, and okay, how do we do this and how do we do that? And I, again, trying to be a compassionate person, understand that there's other things happening around us aside from just this. This can't be the absolute most important thing. Sometimes you have to do the thing. You have to, paint the fence, wax the car, all the, Danielson, Mr. Miyagi shit. So
Yeah.
sometimes things have to go down. And obviously, as we get more proficient and we learn everything there is to learn, and we know what we can do in whatever X amount of time, we will get better at it naturally, and we will be able to stick to a schedule. But I mean, for now, I think we did a good job. I think this is a pretty sweet preview. You'll obviously listen to it tomorrow. If you send it to me, I will also listen to it while I'm working away, and hopefully it sounds good. Hopefully we actually talked about some good shit, and yeah, we'll continue to rip these out week by week and get some cool content out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing I could have done better is maybe come a little bit closer to the mic, whereas sometimes it's not particularly the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't capture my whole voice, so I've got to be careful about that. Whereas I've got the booms coming.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have the booms coming, and I think that will be, helpful. But even if I'm talking like this, I can hear it in my headphones. It might not sound that bad. I don't know. But in comparison to really, you know what I mean? So I've got to work on that a little bit.
I think I do as well.
But, what more can I say? I think I had a thought, and I was going to put it out there. It was just, like you said, get the shit done. I don't know. I was going to apologize again. I had to go to 2 different grocery stores to get the ingredients I want to do tonight.
No, it's fine. We got accomplished what we wanted to get accomplished, regardless of if it was in the window that I projected, which, again, all my projections for all my time windows are always wrong.
Oh, shit.
Because I'm always faster in my head.
Oh, shit. I'd tell Kirsty, I'm going to go do such and such. Well, put in Buddy's car stereo and this and that, and, do this stuff to his car or whatever. Probably, it should take someone 2 hours, I would think. So I think I'll be about 3.5 hours to get all this stuff done to Buddy's car. So then 6 hours later, she's like, okay. And sometimes she doesn't say anything. She knows. She knows to always double up on my quotes, especially on cars. But then 10.5 hours you go, and you said 3 or 4 or whatever it was. So I know. I'm sorry that we ran it a little long, but hey, what a blast. Such a cool thing. Let's keep running it.
Yeah, this was good.
All right. The ADIX up in this bitch.